Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. I wanted to bring to you today a quick video on surviving the holiday energies. And it has been commonly said that oftentimes that depression or anxiety can be frequent during this season. Oftentimes it is blamed on either not having loved ones or family to spend time with, the pressures and the busyness of shopping, the expense of gift giving. It can also be explained as the sad phenomenon, the lack of sunlight, the very long dark nights and limited sunlight. In our case, we went 11 full days without sun, and now we've had sporadic sun here and there since then. It certainly can take a toll on us. But I think that there's more to it, and that's why I wanted to bring this to you. So we'll title this Surviving the Holiday Energies, but really this is about surviving the Capricorn energies. That the family dynamics that can trigger wounds and not necessarily feel like a gift, although it is, can really bring about a heavy or dense feeling. And if you look at Capricorn in general, even if, I talk to someone who lives in a warm and sunny climate, they have beautiful, loving family all around them, and they're still feeling a little bit heavy, a little bit dense, a little bit depressed, maybe a little bit reminiscent. And that is very common or characteristic of the Capricorn energies. So as of the solstice, we just crossed into that Capricorn energy. It's interesting because in Greek mythology, the reason that we have these long nights and short days this time of year is because the daughter of Demeter, Persephone, was taken down into the underworld. And so this is the time of year when Demeter is most in mourning. She is most missing her daughter. It actually happens early in the year, but this is the peak of her sadness before Persephone starts to return home and the goddess of fertility starts to return life to planet Earth. So this is the darkest, deepest depths of her depression. And we can feel that through the sadness, the heaviness, the density of this energy. If you look at Capricorn and its traits, whether you are a Capricorn person or just the Capricorn season itself, Capricorns are known for being very serious and having sort of that heavier energy because they feel a strong sense of responsibility. Sometimes it has to do with authority or their reputation or social standing, but there is pressure. There's pressure in how they have to show up and how they respond. Obviously, this is an ending for many of us, not for the entire world, but our calendar is coming to an end. So there's also a sense of nostalgia and looking back or taking stock of the past, which has a propensity towards worry for the future. Will next year be better? If I didn't accomplish my goals this past year, will I accomplish them next year? And again, this is going to require us to be in full faith and surrender and trust that we are right where we should be, intimately connected with the divine, always guided and being lived by life, not having quite as much control as we think we do. And so surrendering to what is can assist in that feeling, but this is a tendency for this time of year. The Capricorn energy can also be known as being cold, unforgiving, overly serious, and even pessimistic. Now, always keep in mind there are positives and negatives to each sign. So while this is a propensity for Capricorn season, does not mean that it is a death sentence, right? It's not set in stone. We have the ability to choose the positive side of the energy, and I will get to that in just a minute. But just notice anytime that you feel nostalgic, you're reminiscing about the past, you're feeling that heaviness or that depression, we really want to look towards our thoughts because our thoughts are creating how we feel in every moment. The brain is the great chemist of the body, and every thought that you choose produces chemistry that is released into your body. And that chemistry can either make you feel negative or positive. And if we choose a negative thought, we're going to be flooded with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. If we choose a positive thought, we're going to be flooded with happy hormones and we're going to feel great and amazing. Now, of course, it can take time to change the trajectory, but the key is starting to notice the trajectory of how you are feeling. and start to change your thoughts. I am not about Pollyannish thinking. I'm not about ignoring the weeds of the issues in your life that need to be addressed. But if you are doing everything that you can to address all of the challenges in your life, and you still feel a little bit down over the course of this next month, it is going to be up to you to manage your thought process and to direct them intentionally towards gratitude, towards love, towards the things that are going to create a positive vibration in your body, right? So remember that nothing lasts forever. You are not alone in this. We are all in this together. We're all feeling it. Even me as a Capricorn rising, I can say these things knowing that this is just the propensity of the shadow side of the sign, that there is also a propensity towards the positive side of the sign. And we can use that positive side, leverage it or harness it to help us move towards our goals, our dreams, our new beginning, or whatever is coming next for us. So again, I will reiterate that gratitude and love are the number one key. We must choose thoughts that cultivate a sense of gratitude, appreciation, awe, and love, and that will help us combat the tendencies towards the heavier, darker energies. Again, also remember that family dynamics, being around people from your childhood, they are triggering, and triggers are gifts. The trigger is the opportunity to see where there's a wound to be healed. A trigger is not permanent. You can desensitize that so that you are no longer triggered to a point where you have to recover from that moment. And that can be done through somatic healing. Another really important key, and I think why we tend to blame a lot of this energy on a lack of family or a lack of a place to go for holiday celebrations, is because we are not meant to do this alone. Healing and the heaviness, the density, the responsibility that can come with Capricorn is driving us towards healing. But healing cannot happen alone. You are not alone. You are not meant to do this alone, and you cannot work through all of the healing alone. That healing happens, especially trauma healing or the undoing of the program and the conditionings that hold you back cannot be done alone. It has to be done through somatic healing in the presence of someone who holds a safe space through unconditional love. Now, that is true from an emotional standpoint, that is true from a physical standpoint, it's true from a biological standpoint, and it's true from a psychological standpoint. And I'm going to say it again so that now you can see this is just not a theory, right? That healing can only happen. Subconscious reprogramming, conditioning, or trauma healing can only be shifted and changed when you are coming at it from both the masculine and feminine, which happens through somatic healing. Biologically, psychologically, and emotionally, those shifts and changes can only happen when you are supported through the safe place of an unconditional space held for you by another. Okay, that's why I do brain spotting. If you want to know more, let me know. Beyond that, I will say the positive traits of Capricorn that we can lean on are humility, right? Again, vulnerability and humility. Surprisingly, that is a Capricorn trait. That is required for us to be able to say, I need help. I can't do this alone. I need someone. Will you be there for me? Humility is available to us now. Capricorn is also disciplined and intellectual. That will allow us to have the discipline to say, I'm going to sit and face this. I'm going to understand what is being asked to be healed right now. What do I need to move through? The intellectual aspect will help us from the cognitive standpoint, which is the masculine. And then the emotional standpoint or the somatic healing can happen in the presence of the other. Capricorn is also very loyal, and it is a team player. And again, that speaks to not trying to do it alone. If you are feeling lonely, please reach out for help. I'm a single mother. I will be alone on Christmas Day. I understand how it feels, and I am always on Zoom. So if you need somebody, comment below, let me know, and we'll throw a Christmas party, right? But tap into those energies. Notice your thoughts and feelings. Honor the trigger as a gift, and be willing to raise your hand to show up and to say, I'm ready to move through this. Then renewal and rebirth will be available to us, because after all, this ending leads to a new beginning. All right. I love you, my friends. You are never alone. It is not you. This is not your problem. There's not anything wrong with you. This is just the energy of the season. And it will not last forever because nothing can last forever. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.